Hello and welcome to another Wellness Way podcast. I'm Jeb Odom, it's Lori Newcomer. Today we're here to talk about body shaming.
Body shaming.
Can be very serious.
Whenever you told me this was going to be the topic of the day, my first reaction was thinking of insecurity, like body shaming yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't really thinking about the bullying aspect that you get from outside in the world, children at school, coworkers, stuff like that.
Yeah, we have a company, it's Wellness Way USA. If you want to check us out, wellnesswayusa.com. We offer, big benefits for a small price. And we do telemedicine, integrative medicine, wellness coaching, prizes, giveaways.
You can do self-assessments and the integrative medicine. You can take courses to educate yourself, or basically it's everything in one, all of your tracking apps that you're doing, from recipes to challenges, fitness, nutrition, all the information you need. And when you're shopping on Amazon or other places and you're like, multivitamin, not sure what to do, because when you go to a store, all of them are good, they say. So
it's hard to choose supplements in the store.
So we've actually tried and ordered some things ourselves. I'm working on the posture right now, but we've all kinds of different things from food.
A lot of practical advice.
What is that thing that I'm looking? The food
dehydrator.
That's it.
Yeah.
All kinds of things like that.
You could not find in the store, right?
I could not find in the store. I went to 3 stores this morning.
Mm.
But anyway, we'll have those as well. And there's all kinds of benefits. There's group pricing for larger entities or businesses, and also individuals.
Yeah.
And
So
there's prizes.
part of what we do is we sort through health-related articles, and we filter them through our members, so they don't have to do all that work. We save you time that way. A few of the articles we ran across we want to present to you today, but one of them we actually have, that's our show topic, which is the body shaming.
Yep.
So another one we found that was great, and we'll link it in the bottom. Most food in America is hyper-palatable. How do you say palatable?
You have the phone.
And difficult to stop eating. Do you ever have trouble to stop eating any type
Yes.
of food? All right, well, let me guess. It's processed food, right?
My palatability is kryptonite.
Word shaming you now.
Word shaming is Girl Scout cookies.
Well,
That's it.
I think we
So
can all
that would be
understand
mine.
that one. Mine's peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. If you catch me about 5 to 7 o'clock at night, you might find me eating one on any given night.
Yeah.
However, recently I just knocked that off for a while to see what would happen. Dr. Robert Corvino encouraged me to find, instead of using processed food, I went to a whole food diet for about, 5 days, dropped 7 pounds. That's
Yep.
all I changed.
Yeah, there's going to be all kinds of fun challenges coming up, and that you'll see. And one of them is kind of shopping on the outside of the grocery store, the aisles, versus the inside.
Right.
Some different fun things like that as well.
Yeah, and we in the office, Lori and I like to use these healthy food items and kind of come up with our own new recipes. Lori came up with a great one based on some of the things Dr. Rhonda Patrick did,
Yes,
which was
she's great. Oh man.
Tell
She
us
was
about
on,
that one.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
His pod. Okay, so she grows her own broccoli sprouts, and so I was like, oh, I have to do that. So right now, before we post it on our page to show you which ones are the GMO free and all the best ones to get, I've been getting those and which lids and what, I've kind of read the reviews and some other people's, but I want to try it myself. So a good 7 days later, I had these amazing broccoli sprouts.
How do you grow 'em? What's the basics?
The seeds and water in the jar, and you rinse and strain,
So
rinse and strain,
a
which we'll do
mason
another
jar,
thing.
yeah,
Yeah, we'll do
with
some
some special
go in detail
lids.
on that, or send us an email. I'll be glad to share some clips with you. But so I had these amazing things. Well, she says you need to freeze them, and they break off and actually double in nutritional
value, especially
Yeah.
the certain ones you're looking
So
for.
I've been doing some research, and also dementia being such a big thing, which we have another pod on. I was like, I want to stay on my memory. I know I always used to make a joke when I'm older, if it's my mind or body go, I want it my mind because I can meet new people every day. Haha. Not that funny whenever, now that
But if
getting
it's about
older.
yourself.
Yeah, so I mean, back then, it's funny when I was in my 20s, but now that I'm starting to experience it. And
Little memory
see that-
leakage?
Yeah. Man, and I don't know if it's from 4 kids or what, but I'm like, I want to eat brain memory healthy food. And so I Googled everything that's good for your brain and healthy, and I made a wonderful smoothie for Jeb. And it tastes, or first it looks amazing, but it tastes exactly like grass clippings.
Cut grass, really.
Yeah. And when you chew it up, it feels like the texture. And when you swallow it, it tastes just like it again.
It's so amazing for you. I was able to get a little mug full of this stuff, which was ice. I had to let it thaw out for a little bit and add some water to it before I could really drink it. I drank it really slow in the hopes that I might die before I'd finish it because it was that awful. But I did finish it,
And we were
I
supposed
did
to be
feel
doing
pretty
it
good.
together,
Yeah.
and I couldn't do it. So it was raw beets, the broccoli sprouts, and kale, which I realized I'd rather just eat, the dehydrator, make kale chips like my sister told me about, or beets raw or sauteed or other things because, I'm
Got to
just...
be a different way because that wasn't great. But you watched Dr. Rhonda Patrick just
Oh
just
man,
drink
she
it like
threw
it's
that
nothing.
dirt down like it was nothing. And she's like, no, we didn't see her drink it, but she was doing her video of her smoothie, and it was literally just those. And I'm like, because when I ate them, I can sprinkle them on a salad or whatever. But that was deep, man. I'm gonna have to try it tomorrow. I'm gonna come in with that and have all this energy. So we'll see.
All right, you ready to dig into
Oh
body
yeah,
shaming?
yes,
Okay.
body shaming. That's the topic. I'm so
Okay.
glad you print these nifty little things off now.
Little rundowns. which
Yeah, I didn't know we
forgot
were
to
supposed to really
bring
read them,
mine out,
but
let's see.
But no, you were talking about body shaming, so I really had a different perspective than
Okay.
you had.
Go
And
ahead.
so that's what I went around the office here today and just kind of asking. And Haley,
What was
your
the
daughter's
question?
19, I was asking her body shaming, experiences with body shaming.
Okay.
And so we have all ages here, teens to seniors, and I was asking every body shape, male, female, everything. So I was asking kind of their input on body shaming. And apparently this is, there's kids getting bullied in school. And it's not just your body. It's not being overweight. It could be underweight, or it could be too curvy, or be perceived negatively, or
How you dress, even.
Yeah, everything.
So this stems from an article we found, and we like to give credit when we find these things.
Yes.
Aaron Donnelly of Yahoo Lifestyle wrote an article about TV news anchor Nina Harrelson from WREG had a complete stranger comment. Here it is. "You look mighty big to be on TV." Nothing cool
that's
about
nuts,
that.
because that's never crossed my mind. And she's, I think, been on there a decade.
Yeah.
I've never thought that at all. A very great personality through camera, but
Yep.
go ahead, I'm sorry.
You received a free broadcast and you're complaining about it. Number one is what I found was kind of off-putting. But secondly, it's what you said and how you meant it is terrible.
And I know how some people make jokes and things like that. Because he looks exactly like he does on camera. That it didn't add any extra ugly. It's that ugly. But I understand people get it all the time, and they didn't mean it like being funny. And
Yeah, it wasn't funny.
It was more hateful. And I honestly think that's where it goes back to the psychological part and the integrative. The health coach in me is that people, I think, sometimes hide behind those negative words because it's how they feel in their self. Because whenever you said body shaming, the first thing I thought of was whenever we did that score and it says, do you think you're healthy or not, or fit? We did that one with
Right.
Robert Corvino. And I said, no,
Yeah.
I gave
Yeah,
myself
we gave
like a
ourselves a
3 out of
rating.
5
Yeah.
or 10.
Yeah.
And you're up there, just like he thinks he's Mr. Congeniality, but maybe he should get some of the body shaming.
So what Nina said in response to that was, people should focus on how I do my job, not my dress size.
Yes.
Absolutely. But you could give compliments, but I don't know. Just bashing people is just not a good idea anyway, because it just really makes you look bad.
It does. It's honestly, that's where I see the insecurities. Whenever the kids come home and, boys' thing right now is bird chest or skinny legs or, short or something like that. And I just say, hey, it's because, like my son, he plays basketball and he's average height for his age. He's 5'7", 5'8" maybe.
Yeah.
And
Basketball players
are typically
normally
taller,
fairly thin. Yeah.
And I'm telling him, maybe you made a better shot, and he's intimidated by that because they're, already 5'10" or whatever the case
Right.
is. Honestly, I think it just all goes back to I mean, confidence should be your superpower.
Yeah,
So,
and people aren't happy with themselves. They try and bring other people to
Down.
where they are.
Yes.
So I want to read a few of the good comments about it because you
Okay.
leave that bad one out there. Just I don't know. So we want to give her credit and say there were some people that commented, "You are beautiful inside and out." That's a great one. I've always thought you were beautiful. You are also very talented. And then the last one, Nina, you are great at what you do. So, you get one bad one and three good ones. I'll take that every time.
Yeah.
So the next thing we want to go to is how do you know if you're, let's say the weight, does that mean you're healthy or unhealthy? So let's get away from the stigma with body composition and let's go into, are you at a healthy weight? Are you healthy? And so we dug in and we found some articles.
Yeah, I don't think it has to
Some
do
women-
on weight.
Okay,
I mean,
well,
'cause
this
I've
article
had-
says it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll let you tell me that article,
Okay.
and then I'll share
This
my
article
experience.
is by it's published by the NIH, which
Which
is the
is-
National Institute of Health.
Okay.
And it's are you at a healthy weight? You could find this fairly easy with a Google search. This includes a measurement, as we like to not enjoy, is BMI, body
I
mass
don't like that one.
index
Okay.
measurement, which is more like calculating volume more than it is calculating body composition.
That chart's been in doctors' offices since, I mean, as long as I can remember.
Yeah,
I remember in
it
high
was-
school reading it, and I think I fell weightlifting and track, and I fell under the obese.
It's
I mean,
200
it's
years
never.
old. Yeah,
Okay, well,
it's
that
not
can make
very
sense.
accurate.
Okay, so
But-
it goes off
but
caveman only.
The strange
like,
thing is we keep using it like it's something we need to use.
Okay.
I'd say it's probably a good guide to get you in a
all right,
ballpark.
so what are they
okay,
saying is a healthy weight?
weight,
Because I did my chart.
18.5 on the BMI scale to 24.9 is healthy.
24 point, okay. So what was yours?
I'm at 28. So I
Okay, and I'm
guess
25.
I'm
so
not
we are,
healthy. By their chart, the next one is overweight, 25 to 29. So I guess I'm
we're overweight?
overweight. Yep.
All right.
That's what, the NIH, that's what the NIH says. 30 or greater, which I'm 2
Okay,
points
yeah,
away.
wait.
Oh yeah,
All right,
forget
that's-
that one.
yeah,
don't,
we don't like
y'all
that
don't,
one.
don't focus too much on BMI.
I don't like BMI on that chart. If I mean a real BMI, if your doctor wanted, I mean the submergium water or calibrations, even just something else. But
What's
just
the,
that? I think just messes with people's head.
We found the electrical.
Yes,
pulse.
the calibrate. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can bring that one in and we can do it. I think I've said that before.
Right.
But what I was going to say is I used to train in the park, and I had a couple clients. One that was a runner, and she was lean and fit, and then I had another one that was on the curvy side, and she literally just did what the exercises that I put her through, and of course the McGuire's run where drinking and walking. But so. But she was, and it wasn't conditioned because she just could do it. I mean, and she had all this energy, and still she could out pop squat the runner. And they started at the same time. And even me, I'm over there dying. I'm like, oh, I'm trying to wear her out. And it just, I mean, size has nothing to do with that.
My grandfather, fortunately, is still around. He's in his 90s. He would be considered obese.
Now, didn't he farm and
He
do?
still farms.
Okay, so he's always done heavy
yeah,
weights
he
and
still
things.
farms.
Okay.
He still gets around. He does what any 20-year-old would do, or probably even more. So
Or tractor.
it
20-year-old
definitely
or tractor.
didn't limit his lifespan at all. I don't know what to say. So let's see what the experts have to say about being overweight and how it affects your health over a lifespan even. This one comes from The Atlantic in 2017. The title is Why Scientists Can't Agree on Whether It's Unhealthy to Be Overweight. Already there's a little chink in the armor, right? So is being a little bit overweight bad for you? It could lead to an untimely death. Both of those are questions. Let's go to the meat here.
Okay.
The one paragraph I like, which kind of contradicts itself. Most researchers agree it's unhealthy for the average person to be, say, 300 pounds. I don't know how they can get that,
Are you science shaming?
I guess I'm not science shaming, I'm accuracy shaming. They
Okay.
don't really know why being overweight is bad for you. Another
But there's
weird
several
thing.
studies that does show.
For every study that shows one thing, there's another one that shows
Yeah, but also,
the
I mean,
opposite.
they do show connected to high cholesterol
Yeah,
or
right, and
you know,
that's
hypertension.
the following sentence basically says that it's more about fat and maybe where it is on your body leads to some hormone changes, and
Okay.
it affects you over time. So, does fat, deposits, can that affect you? I'd say yes.
Yeah.
So, how fit are we?
Yeah.
How do you decide if BMI, is
Well,
not
they also
very...
have a new one
Okay.
that read an article through Duke, Integrative Medicine, and it's measuring your waist at your belly button. And they're saying, and I think this one's going to be out the window soon, is 35 inches or larger is unhealthy for women and 40 for men. But again, that's the same thing. You don't know what's under all that, bone and tissue and muscle and all of that. So I haven't researched that or gone
I
into
mean,
much more to have a debate.
There's guts in there, and
Let's hope so.
They can't go anywhere else. So we don't all have the same thing. We're all individuals.
We're not. That's what,
Yeah.
I mean, like your grandfather, I had two amazing women in my life, two mothers, you could say, and one a 00, having a hard time finding suits to look, her age and presentable, to the other extreme of a 3X and having the same trouble, and going shopping with either of them was just like awful for them. And that's when I realized that I love shopping online.
Who
But I mean,
doesn't? Who
seriously,
doesn't?
but they both were healthy. I mean,
Yeah.
one was, looked like a skeleton, and then, so it just, but both of them were active and could do anything
Yeah,
that we
the
did.
other one recently went to the doctor. The doctor said, "Hey,
And the
we
doctor
can't find
said,
anything wrong with you."
yeah.
So, I mean, that right there is enough. So check with your doctor. Let them figure out if there's something wrong with you, and then work from there. So, how can you figure out if you're healthy or not? What's a good measurement?
I say if you're comfortable in your body and you can do normal activities, or even if it's a strenuous activity, whatever you mentally desire or can or mentally see yourself doing physically, I think that would be healthy.
Yeah, the article we found similar to that is by the Mayo Clinic. They say, basically the same thing. If you can do physical activity, your heart rate's within a normal range,
Because I mean, there's some people with
you're
physical,
emotionally stable.
limits that they
Yeah.
can't do, or in a
Right.
wheelchair. But still, it's being as active as you want to be, and it being comfortable.
Harvard says, tips for a longer life: don't smoke, enjoy activities, eat healthy, take a multivitamin, maintain a healthy weight. That one,
I mean, well, of course, I mean, healthy weight is
challenge your mind
Good.
and build a social network. In
So-
our organization, the Wellness Way,
Yeah.
we provide those things for you.
yes, you'll
Yeah.
have a wall that you can actually connect with others and have support and whatever that focus you're in. Basically, it's all the apps and trackers, the health apps out there that you see, all wrapped into one. And you can do it as an individual, or you can do it a team building through groups from work or church or however.
And that's
So feel free to reach out to us for group racing.
wellnesswayusa.com. I'll put the link down at the bottom,
Yes.
wellnesswayusa.com. We will provide resources on our apps through our platforms that help with integrative care.
Yes, there's a self-assessment on there.
We give prizes, rewards
Lots of
for
prizes from
participation.
TVs, canoes,
Right.
just $25 Amazon gift cards coming out the ears. So those I love.
So, I found a questionnaire about how to figure out if you're healthy or not. Do you believe
Okay,
that?
I believe it.
Okay, because Duke has one too, right?
They do.
It's a pretty long one. It's
The
a
integrative medicine
Yeah,
does,
and-
and we have that available as well.
lot more, accurate because it's more detailed. But this
Mm-hmm.
one's just a quick one. This is called the SF12. You can find these online. They're questions about your health. So, Lori, I know you started with this. If you want to look that over, we can kind of go through it for the people to understand what
You
type
are
of questions.
calling me
Well, you don't
out.
have to put your answers on there. If you want, you could ask me.
Okay. All right. How long can you hold your breath?
Depends on the situation.
All right, that wasn't on there. I was just curious. Okay. In general, would you say your health is
2 minutes is the longest I've ever held my breath,
Congratulations. You're like part fish.
I guess.
Your
fish
mammal
hold their
is
breath?
fish, so let's
Do
just
fish
skip
hold their
that.
breath?
Okay. I don't think so.
Yeah.
But if it was out of water, would it be, or is the oxygen
I don't
still?
know. We're getting,
All
we're
right,
getting
let's-
way off topic
yep.
here.
Okay. In general, would you say your health is excellent, very good, good, fair, or poor?
Very good.
Very good. Okay.
Very good. I would say because I try and eat healthy. I work out. I feel healthy. I can do most of the things I want to do. So by the definition that we've derived from the resources we found, I'd say very good. I'm not going to go to that top level. I'm not. No way.
I put fair because I know where my excellent and very good lies, and then I know where I am in compared to that. So,
And you've been an athlete, competed for contests before. You were, probably at that excellent level before. And so, but is that comparable to where you are in your life now?
Yeah.
You were a professional. You didn't have as many obligations. You had trainers.
Less
you had
children.
Coaches. Right. You could focus more on that. You could spend more time on it. So maybe you want to be excellent, but you can only get to very good sometimes.
Yeah.
That's okay.
or part of it could be back to the body shaming, where it's
Shaming
kinda
yourself a little
yeah,
bit.
to do it. So, all right, let's moving right along. Moderate activities such as pushing a vacuum, bowling, playing golf, things like that.
I don't know if I would have put bowling on there. Bowling is one of those things. If you haven't done bowling in a while, you might pull a muscle.
Yeah, I
that
will
hamstring
say
or that shoulder or
That's
the bicep.
why I went one down, because
Yeah.
Mother's Day we did it as a group, and I was sore for 2 weeks. Like my
Yeah.
shoulder, I was like, oh, and my back and everything on that side. I was like, I can't do this. So yeah, we won't be bowling again.
Yeah, you
But-
have to be conditioned.
Or I have to
like,
keep doing it.
You have to be conditioned to the activity. So some people may perform those activities and they feel like, well, I just can't do this anymore because that just tore me up.
That's
well, that
exactly how I feel about
that happens to
vacuuming.
us.
Vacuuming.
Or the dishes, right?
Yeah, I
that
feel
turned
like
me out. Never do that again.
I'm telling you. No. All right. So moving right
Yeah,
along.
go to the next one.
Let's see. Climbing several flights of stairs. Would you say it limits you a lot, limits a little, or not limited at all?
I would say not limited at all for myself.
But the several part, that kind of threw me off. So then I was like, well, how many? Are we talking about like a 20-floor building? Or are we talking about just like 3 stories because you're just trying to
The
beat
100
the
floor
elevator?
challenge,
Yeah.
we posted
So,
before.
But 100-floor challenge? That
Yeah.
sounds fun.
Yeah, you get on the stair stepper and you do 100 floors,
Oh,
That's the
yeah, you did
challenge.
do that.
Yeah.
I didn't read that. That's on his channel. The best channel is the hashtag New You.
We're talking about
Lori
our app.
Knew You.
We have
Oh,
different
yeah.
channels for
So,
each of us.
Yeah.
If you want,
I'm where the challenges and the
she
prizes
does the
come from.
fluffy feel good stuff. If you want the real info, you go to the Jeb channel.
All right. Or, yeah. Okay. We'll skip that one too.
All right, what else you got?
All right. Do you feel your physical health has had you accomplish less in the last 4 weeks? Yes or no?
No.
This isn't very in depth, but it does give you numbers
is
like a
the
score of
12.
1 and 2, and you do
They
the
have
thing.
a 36, and the Duke one's a little more.
Yeah.
It's about 64, I believe.
And then it goes into psychological, emotionally affected, and things like that. So
Yeah,
we're
we
going to
definitely
skip
won't
all
wanna
that.
go on to that on the air here.
Yeah, no crying because I don't have his tissue.
Okay, so let's once again we want to encourage you to visit our website wellnesswayusa.com, and you can explore all of our products and services there. We also offer telemedicine, which is a great money-saving feature.
Yeah. Did you?
One last thing, I don't want to forget. You
Oh.
have a special video that you
Uh-oh.
recorded. You want to?
Oh,
fill us
yeah.
in?
Okay. Yes. My daughter, she's 4. Her weakness would be, as ours are peanut butter and jelly and cookies, butter.
Might
Butter.
be a weakness for me too.
But I buy grass-fed butter, so at least it's a little better. Well, I was telling my sister about how great this grass-fed butter tastes, better than other butter. And better than other butter. I can't say that again. But so I was telling her about it, and I had it out because I was cooking, and I walked into the room, and I came back out, and she had peeled it open, and she's like licking it like it's a lollipop. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is awesome. So I'm not really, but kind of, I mean.
There's nothing
I
wrong
don't know.
with butter.
Okay,
We-
good. All right,
no.
good. So I go back and I get my phone so I can record her. And by the time I get back out, she's praying and she's thanking God for butter. And I was like, what? And she just looks up and she realizes how ridiculous she sounds, and she just busts up laughing until she has butter on her nose and her hair and everything. So yeah. Then it
So
was bath time.
thank you for joining us on this episode of The Wave, we call it.
Yes.
And we're going to give you Macy with her butter right now.
Thank God for butter. The end.
Amen. Did you just thank God for butter? Macy. Oh no, butter's on your nose. Your face.